Hi guys, and welcome to today's video. Today is a will I buy it video. There are quite a few new releases coming up, especially holiday ones. And as usual, I am referring to different Instagram accounts. There are two different ones today. It is Armani Beauty Talk, and the other one is Just Here for Beauty. And as well as putting their Instagram handles here, I will also have it listed in the description box as well. And all the makeup that I'm wearing today, that is also listed in the description box below as well. So let's get started. First of all, I'm going to be looking at Armani Beauty Talk's Instagram page. And normally for these videos, I move over and then put a picture up here to my left, but instead I've just sat back a bit, and I think I've got quite a lot of room on either side of me, so we'll see how that works out. So this has just been released, and this is the Lisa Eldridge, the eyeshadow palette. She has released others previously, and this one is in Fawn. Now, for the first time, I did try this eyeshadow, and it is just absolutely gorgeous. I did a video on it, and I did two different eye looks, and just very impressed. This isn't too warm, it isn't too cool. It's really just the perfect neutral eyeshadow palette. It's easy to use, it's beautiful to blend. So if you were thinking about this, then I highly recommend it. It is a really beautiful palette. And Lisa Eldridge has also released, there are 5 liquid silk eyeshadows. Now apparently these are a completely different formula to her previous ones. I never tried her previous ones. They were, I think they were called the Liquid Lyrics formula. But these apparently, as I was saying, these are completely different. And from what I've heard so far, apparently they perform absolutely beautifully and are just ideal, especially for a one and done eye look. I'm not too sure whether I will pick these up. I won't be in the near future anyway. If I do, it'll be sometime down the track. I do like liquid eyeshadows, and they are super easy for a one and done eye look. And it would be interesting to see what these are like. So maybe another time when I'm purchasing a Lisa Eldridge product, I would pick maybe 1 or 2 of these up and add them to my collection. But these have been released as well alongside her eyeshadow palette, and there are quite a few videos up of this already. So if you're interested to see what these are like, there are plenty of videos available on these. And next we're going to take a look at Prada Holiday for 2024. We've got an eyeshadow palette, and this is going to be limited edition because it is part of the holiday collection, and there's also 3 lipsticks as well. So first of all, let's take a look at the eyeshadows. There is a pink, a silver, a gold, and there's also a hyper matte brown. Now, swatches of these that I've seen, the hyper matte brown, it's hard to tell sometimes from swatches, but it looks like it has a little bit of red in there. I think that the pink and the silver is just absolutely gorgeous, and I think this would give some really beautiful eyeshadow looks. I've picked up 1 or 2 of the Prada eyeshadow palettes, and I really like them. I don't think I ever did videos on them because when I decided to eventually pick them up, it was a long time after they had been released. But I am interested in this. This will hopefully launch at Selfridges not long after it launches in the States, and I would probably pick this up and try it out. So with the lipsticks, there's going to be 2 matte ones, and then there's going to be 1 of the lip balms as well. I have tried 1 of the lip balms, and I think that is a really beautiful formula. So with the lipsticks, there's going to be 1 in a brown red shade, and then there's also going to be 1 which I'm very interested in because it's a pinky beige color, and I think that would be really beautiful. And those of you that have seen my other videos know for a lipstick, I really like a pink beige one. They're just beautiful for everyday makeup. So I'm definitely interested in that shade, but not the other one for the brown red. It wouldn't be a shade that I would reach for in my everyday makeup. And by the looks of it, the colourless lip balm isn't new, but what they've done is put it in this special edition, the Holiday limited edition packaging. So if you haven't tried it and you're interested in it, this would be a really good time to pick it up since it's in that limited edition packaging. And next we've got a look at what Bobbi Brown is bringing out for the holidays, at least with the eyeshadow palette at this stage. So with the eyeshadow palette, it looks like there's going to be 5 shades, and this one is called the Smoky Gleam eyeshadow palette, and the shades are an ivory, which is a matte eyeshadow, and that's described as a creamy white. And then we've got Sugar Crystal, that's a metallic eyeshadow, and that's a soft pink lilac. And then there's Blushing Rose, that's another matte eyeshadow, and that is described as a blushing rose. And then there's Truffle, which is a matte eyeshadow, and that's described as a medium taupe. And then finally the shade Midnight Plum, another matte eyeshadow, and that's described as a deep, rich plum shade. Now, Bobbi Brown eyeshadows are really lovely. I have quite a few, and I have purchased some of their holiday eyeshadows as well. I think Bobbi Brown is just a ever faithful type of product. You know what you're going to get. I love the soft everyday looks that you get from their color stories. I think this is beautiful. I love it that it has a taupe color in it, and I also love it that it has a rich plum color in it as well. You could do some really beautiful eye looks. And when it comes to luxury makeup, you've got the likes of Prada and Dior and Chanel, which are quite high on the price spectrum. And then you've got Bobbi Brown. Although it's still luxury, I think it's more in the affordable type of category. So if you're interested in Bobbi Brown and this type of color story, I do recommend them, because as I was saying, they are a dependable type of eyeshadow. You know how they're going to perform, and I think this looks really gorgeous. And the packaging is really pretty too. You've got beautiful, that Christmas red, and then you've got the gold on it as well. Really, really pretty. And I'm sure there's going to be other products alongside this holiday edition. There always is, but at this stage, it's just showing the eyeshadow palette, but I think it's really pretty. And then we've got a look at Lancome Holiday, and we've got a 6-pan eyeshadow palette, and it looks to be also 4 lipsticks as well. So let's take a look at the eyeshadow palette first. I think this looks really lovely as well, and also, which is showing up quite a bit this year, you've got that pop of blue in there as well. You've also got a taupe shade, a beautiful pink, you've got a beige and a white as well. I think this is a really lovely color story. And I don't think that I've picked up any Lancome Holiday editions before. I'm just trying to have a think, but I don't think I have. But I have tried the Lancome eyeshadows previously, and they are really beautiful. Usually they are really well pigmented. They also blend really well and last really well on the eye. Now, I think that this color story is beautiful, and if I was able to purchase it, if it was available in New Zealand or say at Selfridges or Harrods, then I would pick this up. I think this is really lovely. Now, there's also going to be 4 lipsticks, and 2 are described as drama mattes and the other 2 are intermatte. So I'm not that familiar with the Lancome lipsticks, so maybe one's more matte than the other, or another one has a little bit of luminosity as well. That's quite common, or that's starting to come out with matte lipsticks as well. It's really good with the mattes that are coming out that they're not too drying, because as I've mentioned before, with a matte lipstick, especially as you get older, if they're too drying and dry down too much, it's good that they last, but if they're too drying, it can emphasize the lines on your lips. And if we have a look at the shades of these, you've got some red and ones with orange in it as well. Now, if I was going to pick up one of the lipsticks to try, and one that I know that I would keep wearing, it would probably be the shade, if you look at the swatches here, it's shade number, I think it's number 220. That just looks like a really pretty soft shade. All of the shades are gorgeous, but I just know the type of shades that I would reach for with my everyday makeup. So out of the 4, if I was going to purchase one, it would be the shade number 220. Now, Dolce & Gabbana are coming out with 7 nail polishes, and when I first saw the photo of this, I thought they were perhaps liquid eyeshadows, but no, they are nail polishes. And although that I think that the shades of them are really lovely, the nail polishes that have a bit of glitter in them, and I have got some with it, but I don't really tend to wear them a lot. With my nail polishes, I just like the finish to feel smooth. I don't like that feeling of that glitter that you get. And even though that I do wear a top coat, for me sometimes I can still feel that glitter underneath. It's just me and this weird thing that I have with nail polishes, but I just prefer them to be smooth. So the color range that they've got out of the 7 shadows, the first one is Ace. It's a clear base with iridescent sparkles. Then we've got Idol, a pink and lilac. That's a duochrome one. Then there's one called Legend, which is a clear base with a golden glitter. Then there's Queen, which is a baby pink and gold duochrome. Then is Superstar, and that's a clear base with a rose pink glitter. And then we've got one called GOAT, and that's a metallic deep burgundy red. And then the 7th shade, number 7, is Icon, and that's described as a matte midnight black. So there is one matte shade. Now, out of them all, I would probably buy the matte one, and that is the black nail polish. Now, I don't wear dark nail polish a lot. I only have probably less than half a dozen that are really deep nail polishes, but I wouldn't mind picking up a black one. Now, if I was able to get my hands on this, I probably would get the black one just to have in my collection. But there is a weird thing that happens, even though I can purchase things from Harrods and also Selfridges as well. A nail polish that has alcohol in them, then it's unlikely that they will ship to New Zealand. It's not Harrods' fault or Selfridges' fault. It must be some type of regulation that New Zealand has, and that can be a little bit frustrating at times. But with these nail polishes, if you love that really sparkly look, then I think you would really like these. It's going to be interesting to get reviews on them and to see how the formula is. And I was just having another look at the picture here, and I also think another one, and that's a deep color, but I do think it looks really beautiful. And that's the one, that's the metallic deep burgundy red. In the photo, it looks absolutely gorgeous, and that would be a beautiful Christmas shade as well. So I'm going to change my mind on that. If I was able to get these nail polishes, I would probably get that burgundy red and probably the black one as well. So now let's take a look at Dior Holiday, and we've got some pictures of both of the Ecrin, the couture cases. So you've got the one, these come out every year, you've got the one with it's the quint with the 5 eyeshadows, you've got 1 or 2 highlighters, you've got a couple of shades of blush, and then you've also got the satin formula in the lipsticks as well. And then with the smaller palette, you have the 5 eyeshadows. Now, I did see comments on this and people going, it's just the same thing. And while it is similar, they will be slightly different. And I didn't pick up last year's ones, but I did pick up the previous 2 years. Now, the ones that I have got, they do perform absolutely beautifully. And the packaging is just always really stunning. And I think sometimes as beauty YouTube creators, those of us on YouTube and also on Instagram, have to remember sometimes that the people that view our videos don't have these huge collections like we do. And if you want to pick up Dior for a special type of occasion, or it's a special purchase for you, then I really recommend these. I think they are gorgeous, and it's something that you'll definitely reach for with your everyday makeup. I really like the look of these. And again, if I'm able to get them, I may get one or both of them and review them for you. So I'm just taking a look at the one, it's got the quint in it. And they are just gorgeous everyday shades. And the top left shade, it's very hard to tell from these photos. But it looks like there may be a little bit of a plum shade in there, which is really beautiful. And always the embossing on these are just gorgeous. And on the bottom left corner, it looks like a really lovely taupe shade. Also, I like the look of the blushes here. You've got a beautiful, possibly a pinky coral shade, which would be really lovely. And then you've got a very soft, almost like a beigey, could be like a beige rose type of shade, and that would be really beautiful as well. And with the highlighters, it looks like if they're both highlighters on the left hand side there, then you'd be looking at one that's more cooler and then one that's more warmer. But there's pretty limited information on these at the moment, but I do think they are really beautiful. And like I said, I've used them in the past. The formulas are just gorgeous on them, and the packaging is really beautiful. And then this just popped up on Instagram today, and this is on the Instagram page Just Here for Beauty, and this is the Dior Holiday for 2024, and I think it looks absolutely gorgeous. There is at least one lipstick. I think there might be 3 or 4 in beautiful gold limited edition packaging, and then it looks like you've also got some liquid lipsticks as well, and the shades of those look really beautiful. You've got some deeper shades for people who love those deeper shades, and it looks like you've got 1 or 2 lighter shades as well, which I'm really drawn to because I do love those lighter shades. And again, you've got that gold packaging for the lid, and it looks really lovely. There also looks like to be a luminizer in here as well. There may be more than one shade. These are the first picks that have come out, so there likely will be more than one shade. And the embossing, as usual with Dior, is just absolutely gorgeous. So if this is a luminizer, I do really like them. I think they're subtle, they don't emphasize the texture on my skin, and they apply and blend really beautifully as well. And this gold case that it comes in is just absolutely gorgeous. So now let's take a look at the 2 holiday quints, both in gold packaging. One is more warmer. It has a reddy shade in there and what looks like to be a coral as well, and then 2 lighter shades, and then a yellow gold in the center. And then the other palette looks just beautiful. That's got a silver shade in the middle, and then below on the left hand side it looks like to be this beautiful purple shade. On the upper right corner looks like to be a pink. You've got a brown on there as well. This is just stunning, and I think just from looking at these pictures without seeing any more, if I had to choose between the 2, then it would be the bottom one, the one that's got that purple in there and the silver. I just think that would just be absolutely gorgeous. And once again, as I was saying, the packaging is beautiful, and the embossing also looks really gorgeous as well. So initially when I put up this pic on my stories on Instagram, and I also put it to my community page as soon as I saw this, the initial responses are, oh wow, that's beautiful and this is gorgeous. And of course the other one was, when is it going to be available? And I don't know the answer to that, but when I do know, I'll let you know as well. And there are of course some more releases coming out, but I'll leave the video here because I don't want it to go on for too long. So as always, let me know what you think in the comments below. What are you interested in? What are you going to pass on? So that's it for today's video. I would love it if you gave it a like and subscribed, and I will see you next time. Bye.